Chase Bank lifts all payment limits. Huge win for Iraqi Dinar investors. IQ DRV update, including an intro for your channel RV News, written in paragraph format. Welcome back to RV News, your #1 source for breaking updates, global currency shifts, and everything related to the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and other currencies that matter to you. If you're holding IQD or watching the global financial reset unfold, you're in the right place. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a critical update. Today's story is absolutely massive. In fact, it may be one of the most significant developments we've seen in months. We're talking about Chase Bank making a bold and unexpected move. They've officially lifted all payment limits on their accounts. And the implications for Iraqi dinar investors could be yes, you heard that right. Chase Bank, one of the largest banking institutions in the United States, has removed restrictions on transfers, payments, and wire limits. And this is sending shockwaves through the entire RV and currency holder community. For years, dinar investors and those holding large amounts of foreign currency have faced one consistent obstacle when preparing for a potential RV banking restrictions. Whether it's daily transfer caps, international wire limits, or outright freezes on large incoming deposits, the traditional banking system has always posed a bottleneck. Investors have asked, time and again, how will we move our funds when the RV happens? Or, will my bank block my transfer if I try to exchange a large amount of IQD into USD? These questions have lingered and created anxiety among the community, with many people going as far as setting up offshore accounts, LLCs, or even looking at international banking options to sidestep potential hurdles. But now, with this bold move from Chase, the conversation is shifting. If one of the top US banks is removing limits, the message is clear. Something big may be on the horizon, and the infrastructure is being prepared for it. So what exactly has Chase done? In short, they've begun notifying select clients, primarily private and preferred customers, that as of this month, there are no longer hard caps on wire transfers, Zelle payments, or even ACH limits for verified accounts. Customers who once had to split large transfers into multiple days due to the daily maximum are now being told that those limits have been removed, provided their accounts meet internal criteria. The timing is what has people buzzing. This is not just a small policy update. It coincides with weeks of mounting speculation around the imminent revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and growing evidence that certain redemption processes are already underway quietly in the background. Add to that reports of redemption centers being activated, overseas banking protocols aligning, and international settlements happening faster than expected, and it all starts to look less like coincidence and more like coordination. Let's talk about the context. Over the last 90 days, multiple signs have pointed toward a global monetary reset taking shape. From Basel III compliance updates in Europe, to Iraq's rapid progress in de-dollarizing their economy, the pieces have been moving into place. Iraq has been aggressively repatriating its reserves, signing trade agreements with neighboring countries, and strengthening its dinar against the US dollar domestically. And perhaps most importantly, the Central Bank of Iraq has been preparing for something big, whether it's moving gold reserves, tightening inflation controls, or introducing new digital banking frameworks. All of this has added fuel to the belief that the IQD is on a path toward revaluation, a controlled, deliberate repegging of the dinar to reflect its true market value. Now, back to Chase. It's not just about lifting payment caps. It's also about timing and intent. Insiders within the financial sector, particularly private banking contacts, have indicated that this type of internal banking update doesn't happen without higher-level coordination. It's highly unlikely that Chase would lift all transfer restrictions without discussing it with regulatory bodies like the FDIC, the Federal Reserve, or even the Treasury. That means this isn't just a bank decision, it's part of a broader readiness process. And if that's the case, then it aligns with everything we've been hearing about banks being quietly trained to handle foreign currency exchanges and redemptions at new rates. There are also indications that other Tier 1 banks may follow Chase's lead in the coming days. Wells Fargo, Signia Bank, and Bank of America have all been involved in the back-channel discussions surrounding the RV. In fact, just last week, several dinar holders reported unusual activity in their private bank accounts, from sudden increases in withdrawal thresholds to account managers requesting updated KYC, Know Your Customer documents. Even though no new account activity had taken place, these seemingly small moves suggest that banks are doing internal cleanup in anticipation of higher volume currency traffic. And with Chase taking the first bold step to eliminate payment limits, it sets the stage for the others to follow suit. Many of you have asked, what does this mean for me? Well, let's get into the practical implications. If you're holding Iraqi dinar and waiting for the RV, the #1 thing you should take away from this development is that the banking infrastructure is being prepared to handle large-scale exchanges without delays. The fear that your bank will freeze your funds or reject your wire request due to volume is diminishing. Chase's move signals a readiness to handle large value transactions, which is exactly what will be required when exchanges begin. You walk in with your IQD, the rate has revalued significantly, and suddenly you're holding a multi-million-dollar USD balance. You need to know that your bank can move that money swiftly, without arbitrary daily caps or manual review hold. Chase is now signaling that they're ready for that. We're also hearing reports that internal memos are being circulated within Chase branches, instructing bank staff to prepare for a rise in foreign currency inquiries. This includes training, modules for tellers and relationship managers, educating them on the basics of dinar, dong, zim, and other revaluation-related currencies. One source even confirmed that certain locations have started receiving updated exchange screens, internal rate displays that show active and contract rate options, something that previously only existed within wealth management departments. While this information remains confidential and not publicly available, the consistency of these reports across states lends serious credibility to the idea that Chase is not only preparing, but actively aligning itself with the RV process. I also have to consider the impact this move will have on confidence within the currency holder community. For years, speculation and fear have held people back from taking action, whether it was getting a trust set up, preparing their currency in a secure location, or opening a specialized account to receive redemption proceeds. Chase's move could be the domino that gets people to act. It shows that the financial institutions are not only aware of the RV, they're preparing for it behind the scenes. That kind of reassurance can't be overstated. When people see that Chase is now essentially RV ready, it creates a domino effect across the dinar community, sparking preparation, trust, and momentum. Now, let's shift briefly to the potential risks and what to watch for. Even though this is a massively positive development, we still urge caution. The RV has always been a tightly controlled and politically sensitive process. There may still be deliberate delays, misdirections, or security procedures that need to unfold before public redemption begins. Also, Chase lifting payment limits doesn't mean rates have gone live yet. As of this recording, the official rate of the Iraqi dinar remains unchanged on Forex. However, many believe that the real rates, the contract or Tier 1 rates, may already be live behind the scenes, accessible only to those in structured deals or private group arrangements. If Chase is preparing now, it could mean that Tier 4B, the internet group that includes many of you watching, may finally be up next. If you're wondering what you can do right now, here are a few recommendations. First, call or visit your local Chase branch to verify any updates on your account limits. Ask specifically about wire transfer thresholds, international payment capabilities, and any requirements for large incoming deposits. Second, make sure your banking information is up to date, your accounts are verified, and your contact preferences are current. If and when your redemption appointment is scheduled, you don't want a delay caused by a simple technicality. Third, review your personal plan, whether it's placing your funds in a trust, diversifying your holdings, or securing financial counsel. With Chase taking this proactive step, it's time for you to get proactive too. Let's not forget the broader, global context here. With digital currencies being rolled out, inflation spikes across major economies, and central banks shifting reserve strategies, the world financial system is undergoing a transformation. Iraq is right in the middle of that transformation, and the dinar is slowly but surely being repositioned as a central player in regional trade. As the dollar's dominance is questioned and new alliances form, think BRICS, the Belt and Road Initiative, and alternative energy deals, currencies like the IQD become strategic. That's why